Hi everyone. Today we'll be talking on Renesas RA4W1 Bluetooth microcontroller. Okay, so we'll be discussing what all features it has, and we'll be discussing in the market how to buy an evaluation board in the market and so on. So let's move on. Okay, so RA4W1 microcontroller, it is from Renesas Electronics. It is focused mainly for IoT applications and applications such as industry, health and wearables, smart home, security and metering. And it has a controller and a RF transceiver on the same chip. So it is a system on chip. Instead of microcontroller, we can also call it a system on chip. Okay. So let us see some of the specifications of RA4W1. It has a 32-bit ARM Cortex-M4 core with floating point unit support. Okay, and it runs at 48 megahertz, and flash memory is 512 KB. And apart from flash memory, there is 8 KB for user storage data. So it is a sort of EEPROM emulated, which has about 100,000 arrays and write cycles. And it has RA4W1 also has 96 KB of SRAM. Okay, let us see some more features. Analog, in the analog section, there are 8 channels for 14-bit ADC and 1 channel for 12-bit digital to analog converter, 2 channels of 8-bit digital to analog converter, and we have 2 channels of analog comparators, 1 channel of op-amp, and 1 temperature sensor. This is on the chip itself. It monitors die temperature. So this is also one feature in RA4. Okay, so communication wise, there are 4 channels of serial communication interface. This includes UART, and then there are 2 channels of I2C, and for SPI also there are 2 channels, and there is 1 channel of CAN. So it supports CAN 2.0, CAN A, B, 11-bit identifier and 29-bit identifier, and it also has support for USB 2.0. The wireless communication, it supports Bluetooth low energy version 5.0. It has not only it has the microcontroller chip not only has ARM Cortex core, it also has an on-chip RF transceiver and link layer which is compliant with BLE 5.0. Okay, and the maximum TX power for wireless communication, it can give +4 dBm. And the bit rates it supports is 1 Mbps, 2 Mbps, 500 kbps, and 125 kbps. Okay, and for encryption, it has a dedicated AES encryption. So that provides a good security. Okay, and RA4 also has a lot of timers. There are 4 channels of 32-bit timers, and there are 3 channels of 16-bit timers. There is RTC, there is watchdog timer, and there is another asynchronous general purpose timer, 2 channels of it. Okay, and the RA4 also has support for segment LCD controller and for capacitive touch sensing unit. Okay, and it operates at a voltage range between a voltage range of 1.8 to 3.6 volts. The operation temperature it operates is -40 degrees Celsius to +85 degrees Celsius. And then the package, it is available as QFN 56 pin, and the part number is R7FA4W1. Okay, and it is available for about $9. The reason the cost is a little expensive compared to other microcontrollers like Bluetooth microcontrollers like Nordic and ST. The reason is this has CAN on the chip, so the other microcontrollers don't have this. So maybe that might be the reason the cost of this chip is on the higher side.
Looks like this is more used for industrial application also, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is useful mostly in robotics and and places where communication with automotive network usually can use for automotive kind of networks or industrial kind of networks. So somebody wants, for example, there is an application where somebody wants to control an industrial machine which has this RA4W1 Bluetooth microcontroller. Somebody wants to control it via mobile through Bluetooth. So what they can do is they can just install the app in their mobile phone and then connect and then scan and connect to this RA4W1 Bluetooth microcontroller, and then they can give the commands start, stop, and so on. And this controller can receive the command from Bluetooth, and then using CAN it can activate, deactivate the industrial units, industrial components, and so on.
Okay. Yeah, and looking at the HMI interface, a simple LCD controller can be introduced, which is predominantly a kind of infotainment application can also be done with this, right?
Exactly, and this is missing from the Nordic and ST series. So maybe that is why the cost, because of CAN and HMI, support for HMI, maybe the cost is a little high for this controller.
Okay. And one more point is like the operating temperature which we see here looks like minus 40 to 85. So
Exactly.
are there any variants? For the automotive grade or only industrial grade?
No, actually, as I have just browsed through this RF4 series, there is only one variant, and this is QFN56. There is no other package. There is no other higher pin count, and there is no other part number for industrial. Maybe they will be coming, because this is a new product. Maybe they'll be coming up with something. And then,
Okay.
one more thing, what I'd like to specify is they call it RA4W1 series. Okay, and the part is R7FA4W1. So what I think is this series has in this series they want to add some new chips as and when they manufacture. For now it is Bluetooth 5.0. Maybe they might be coming with an upgrade for 5.2, which will again be in RA4W1 series, but it might have a slight different part number.
Okay. So when you mention this Bluetooth 5.0 and if as we can upgrade to 5.1, like they might be looking for such kind of options. So does this also Renesas also support any or provide any Bluetooth stack?
Yes, actually they provide support for real-time operating system. So along with this controller, they are providing directly support for this free RTOS support. So that is having all the libraries required for accessing Bluetooth. And the other thing is the compiler. It is supporting Renesas E2 compiler. So we would not have to go for any other compilers. So IDE, basically integrated development environment. So we can use Renesas E2 IDE.
Okay.
Also. Okay, so moving forward, we have a block diagram which shows the internal architecture of this controller. Okay, we have memory, DMA, then system communication interfaces, timers, HMI, and then data processing, analog, and so on. Okay, so let us move forward. Okay, so suppose somebody wants to use this chip and then explore more, program it, and use it in their application. So what they can do is they can buy an evaluation board. The evaluation board series is EK-RA4W1 evaluation kit. Okay, that is also from Renesas Electronics. It operates through 5 volts through USB. Okay, and the good thing is it has an onboard Seger J-Link debugger. So there is no need to buy a separate debugger for this application. Since the onboard debugger is there on this eval board, we can use it, program the controller. Okay, and then it has MCU headers. Whatever the microcontroller MCU headers are there, they are available as 28 into 2. So just beside the controllers, there are 2 headers. So that makes it easy. So somebody wants to pinpoint exactly where is this pin and so on. They can just find out in these connectors. And other good thing is it is compatible with Arduino Uno connector kind of pinouts. So any add-on board which supports Arduino Uno can also be mounted here. Okay, and this board has some other special things like MCU current measurement, LEDs, two user LEDs, one reset button, and one one toggle button for programming for the user. Okay, and then okay, this is a brief explanation of all the components on the board. We see that CN1, the CN1, CN2, these are Arduino headers. CN3 and CN4 are Arduino headers, and CN7 and CN8, these are MCU headers. Whatever pins are there on the microcontroller, they are taken out, and there is RF section where we can mount some antenna MCUs there, and then we have one USB to serial and one connector for that port is used for programming, and basically this describes the layout of the evaluation board. Okay, so so that's all for now. Okay, so we'll be coming up with more detailed discussions, which IDE to use, how to program, and all. We'll be discussing in the further sessions. Thank you.